Voice over IP fraud is inevitable today. That's why it is essential to have fraud detection software in place before you get attacked. SDReporter from TransNexus is a robust voice over IP fraud detection solution for Acme Packet Session Border Controllers, BroadWorks, Cisco CallManager, and Metaswitch Perimeta. SDReporter stops fraud losses from PBX hacking, revenue sharing fraud, blind transfer fraud, call forwarding fraud, and more. It simply analyzes call detail records for suspicious activity and automatically sends email and SNMP alarms when fraud is identified. SDReporter can detect fraud by IP address, called number, calling number, group ID, and customer ID. Let's look at this report, which shows calls by calling user ID. We can drill down to see the call details by calling group ID, calling user ID, dial code, and time. SDReporter fraud detection is completely customizable. You can assign custom fraud scores by dial code and set customized alarm triggers for any fraud statistic. Here's an example. On this page, we have set up criteria for fraud triggers based on the number of call attempts, call duration, and an assigned fraud score. On this page, we can see that a customer device is showing 131 calls to the United States with a fraud score of 5.6. It also shows this device has made only 5 calls to the Solomon Islands, but the fraud score for these calls is 5, nearly the same score as the 131 domestic calls. This has triggered a fraud alarm, which we can see in the trigger events log. For BroadSoft users, SDReporter can also interact with your BroadSoft to automatically disable suspicious accounts when fraud alarms are triggered. Finally, SDReporter includes a fraud blacklist feature. You may also upload your own blacklist to SDReporter or upload a known fraud blacklist from the Communications Fraud Control Association or GSMA Fraud Forum. Any calls made to blacklisted numbers will automatically trigger a fraud alarm. SDReporter fraud detection software is available for free download from our website. The free version may be used for evaluation or commercial use for networks with up to 120,000 minutes per day. Start your free trial today by visiting www.transnexus.com.